welcome to another episode of Enter the Minds of Nadine and Vera podcast.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing today, Mom?
I'm suffering terribly from allergies and it's all in my eyes. So I'm going to ask you to forgive me for the sniffling and rub another eye.
No
Other than that,
problem.
I'm okay.
Sometimes allergies kind of kick our butts sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's been like 3 weeks since we see you guys, so welcome back to another episode. We missed you guys. Um, we went on vacation a couple of weeks ago.
It was my first cruise ever.
So we want to talk about that. We want to talk about cruising. We cruised out of Miami.
Well, can I give them a little background first?
Yes.
Okay. Twice before over the last decade, my daughter tried to take me to, get me to admit to going on a cruise. The first time it happened, I decided for the first time after all the years that the Titanic had been out that I would watch it. So after watching the Titanic, I got scared and I said no.
Mm.
So the second time, you almost had me convinced, and then you had the nerve to take me to the movies to see the Poseidon, where the vessel turned upside down, got chicken, wouldn't do it. So this time, she didn't say, "Mom, do you want to go?" She said, "Mom, Kayla and I has booked us a cruise. It's already paid for. We're going to the Bahamas." So it was little or no room to say no
And it was a pre-birthday gift
for me.
for you,
Yes.
even though your birthday's not until October.
Well, that just means I'll get more gifts. Anyway.
Yeah, so we did a 4-night cruise out of Miami. We went on a Norwegian gym, which is one of their smaller ships, but we still did a lot of walking. It was beautiful though, right?
The ship was big enough for me.
Yes. So we did like a Monday through Friday. When we got on port, well, first of all, we went to Miami the day before, spent the night at Uncle Larry's house, which was nice. And
it was awesome. He just catered to us like we was queens. It was awesome.
yes, and I got to spend some time with my cousins and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And he dropped us off at the port the next morning. And it was pretty effortlessly, right? It was smooth sailing, right? We gave them our bags. We went through, I guess, the baggage claim or whatever, and or they check your bags, your purses or whatever. And we just waited till it was time to go on the ship, right?
Yeah, remember Uncle Larry and Deborah was anticipating that it was going to be a long wait, a long line, and it was nothing like that. It was just very smooth.
Very smooth. So when you get on the cruise ship, your room is not quite ready yet. So, but you can go eat. So we went to the buffet. You could eat and drink, and we got to drink beverage, so that was included. So we can get as many drinks as we want, beverages that we wanted. So we, first of all, it was very crowded because everybody was trying to eat. So it was hard finding a seat that first day, but only
Yeah.
the first day. But we got us some burger and fries and got us some drinks and just sat outside and waiting for the cruise ship to take off, right?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, where we got burgers from, they were famous burgers. My nephew had already, well, is he my nephew?
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Larry's son?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he had already expressed that the burgers were great, and they were. So that wasn't too bad. And of course, because we had the beverage thing, nobody paid attention to what time it is. Everybody had some kind of drink. So it was awesome.
You have the live music going, people already in the pool, the hot tub, and they were ready to go. And so once we did get in our room, maybe like a couple of hours later, we had a stateroom with the balcony. And so um, I think in my 20s, I went to Cozumel once with my friend Melinda, and it was just a regular room without a balcony. So I said when the next time I went on a cruise, I would want a balcony. And I think the balcony makes a big difference.
It was awesome.
So we get in our room. It's big enough for all three of us. We had like a king size bed, and me and Mom slept in that, and then Kayla slept on like the pull out couch.
But it was at least a regular size when she pulled it out.
It was enough, plenty of room for her.
Yes.
And more. And our stateroom person, what's his name, Dino. He was so sweet. Like he surprised me. Like he knew our name as soon as we got on the ship. because me and mom for some reason got to the room before Kayla. I don't know if she went to the bathroom or something, but he was like, "Where's Kayla?" And I'm like, "How do you know who Kayla is?" And he was on point. And so I think they do recognize or study our pictures before we get on, because every day he'll be like, "Hey, Julie. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Kayla." So very impressed by Dino.
Yes,
Yes.
very.
And everybody on all the employees on the ship were
Well,
excellent.
actually, I was impressed that it wasn't just the staff,
Hmm.
but even the other passengers. Everybody was nice and polite. There was no type of drama of any sort anywhere.
I didn't hear any arguing anywhere the
Nothing.
whole four
It was
days.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, but we got to back up. Before we went to our room, we went to the spa because Kayla wanted to book a nail appointment to get her nails and feet done. And while we were there, me and mom decided to get the spa package. It was amazing. It was a choice that we'll continue to do once every time we go cruising.
Yeah, it was a thermal spa where it wasn't overcrowded. They had this one seat that I didn't even want to get up. The lady said, "You want to try?" You lay down on it and it heated up your whole body.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second attraction that was really cool for Tanya was they had the individual sauna
Mm-hmm.
where you get in
Amazing.
by yourself. And of course, I love being in the sauna
They also had a steam
and the
pool.
steam.
They had like this big whirlpool as well. And then they even had like chairs, and they had like the most. They had a very. They had an outside view, so you could see the water if you wanted to just lounge in there as
Yeah,
well.
lounge and watch the ocean. But you know what? The truth is, we got the spa package. But if you didn't get the spa package, they had plenty of hot tubs and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature going on the top deck. But the difference is theirs would be full of people. This one was private.
Well, I think they said they only took a certain amount of people, maybe like the first 100 or something. So whenever we went in there, it was like maybe no more than 5 people, and each person was doing a different thing. So like you did have your privacy, and it was just very serene and quiet and relaxing. And we went to the spa almost every day. One day I didn't go because I wasn't feeling well, but it was worth the
Yeah,
package.
it was. And it was not that expensive. I think it was
It was a
cheaper because it was two of us, right?
No, it was just 139 for all the days. You can go as
Per
many.
person?
Hmm.
Oh, you must have paid for that because I don't remember.
Anyway.
Anyway, the spa
um
we recommend.
yes. um oh, and then also when we booked the cruise, I paid for it, but Kayla booked the cruise. We included our gratuity within that, so we didn't have to. We prepaid our gratuities, and we prepaid for the drink package. So if you could prepay for stuff before you go, then it allows you to be able to spend more money later when the trip is actually happening. So back to our room. So we get our key card, which like lets you in and out of the room. I got us all key card necklaces so you could
Yeah.
put your card in to keep track of it. I also got like little cruise sticker decorations and decorated our door. And they're like cute little like cruising and, cruise ships and like the ocean and turtles and
And you know what?
dolphins and.
Later that night, when I was talking to the operation officer,
Hmm.
I said, I've been lost and I walked all over
Hmm.
and I only seen one other room that was decorated.
Hmm.
He said, "It's true. Just our room," and he had only seen one other. I don't know why other people didn't decorate, but Tanya decorated the heck out of our door.
I was just trying to make it memorable, personable, and just make feel good when you see your door. You're like, well,
I
that's our
brought him
little.
home.
Hmm. So yeah, so the room was great. What did we do? We relaxed for a minute, and then we went to dinner the first night. Um, where did we go? We went to like a sit down dinner,
Yeah,
and
every night we went to a sit down dinner where when you walk in, they want take you to your table. You can dress up for it or
mhm,
not.
a lot of people
And
dress up.
and you have a menu. And then for breakfast and lunch, we would go to like a
The buffet.
buffet. Yeah.
You could go to the dining room for lunch if you wanted to breakfast, but it was just quicker to go to the buffet in the mornings. But for dinner, they sit you down. They ask you if you wanted wine. You get an appetizer. You get the main dish. You can get a dessert, and it was just very kind of romantic. That first one was kind of dark, but it was nice, right?
Well, my thing is the way Tanya and Kayla took care of it. We didn't need money for that cruise. We only need money for shopping once we got to the port
Mhm.
because everything was paid for.
It was nice. So the first night they had like a 70s musical show. So they had like two main singers that were female and two main singers that were male, and then they had like background dancers, and they sung 70s music and like the Laverne and Shirley song and the Brady Bunch and other 70s music. So they were like singing and dancing. But this cruise ship did not have a comedian. Like some cruise ships that you go on, they have
But
like a comedian, but our
the hostess,
what's
he
his
was,
name? Our cruise director, he
yeah,
was the funniest person ever.
and he reminds you of George Lopez.
Yes, he was hilarious. He was cracking jokes. So even though he wasn't like the comedian on the ship, he was.
Yes.
And he was like a pleasant thing to see every night. You know, you recognize him. He just kind of like brightened up your evening, you know.
Yes.
So yes, he was excellent. The singing and dancing was excellent.
Yes.
And then we were probably in bed about 10:30, 11 that first night. We were tired.
Yeah.
You know, even Kayla was like, okay, let's go to bed.
Well, you know what? Every once in a while, Kayla would say, "Well, I'll be back,"
Mm-hmm.
and she might stay out a little longer, but pretty
Oh, that's
much,
not true. The first night we went to karaoke.
yeah.
Tell them about karaoke.
Okay, so we go to
Yeah.
karaoke to listen to other people sing. They were horrible.
Horrible.
It happened to be one
One
huge
huge
family,
yes.
and all of them signed up. So by the time I got the nerve to sign up to do karaoke, about 10 of them was in line already, and it was already what, 10:30?
Yeah, so we probably left around 11.
So we left around 11, but Kayla, she said, "Nana, I stayed another 5 songs and they still didn't call your name."
Right.
But I was going to sing The Greatest Love of All.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen because this, I'm telling you, they were horrible. Only maybe 2
Mm-hmm.
was halfway decent, but the rest of them was, and they kept getting up
Back
there.
to back, they
So,
kept singing.
so the entertainment is to just watch them. They thought they were famous and they do their little gesture and they, so it was fun.
And we
of
had our
course,
little margaritas.
okay, you can drink the whole time. And I think if you drink 3 or 4, they sounded great.
Also, what I liked about the cruise is like you have all these people around you, but we were nice to everybody, but it wasn't like we just socialized with everybody. It was just us enjoying each other, which was nice, and enjoying the atmosphere. You know, just watching the people around us. It was really nice.
Yes.
So we did do that. We went to karaoke. I would never do karaoke because I sound horrible for sure.
Well, my thing was, as horrible as they sound, I couldn't be much worse. So that's the thing. If everybody horrible, then you get up there and be your horrible self.
Well, you're a great singer.
No, I'm not.
I think you are. Okay, so then the reason we went to bed early because the next day we had to get up early because we were porting in Nassau, Bahamas. So we made it to that port, and it was from like 7 to 5 that we can be on the island. Actually, we had to be back on the ship by 4:30.
Right.
So we didn't have like any plans specifically. We knew we wanted to like tour the city, but we didn't have any excursions planned because me and mom, we're not great swimmers, so we wasn't gonna like swim with the dolphins or pay. You can pay to go swim with the pigs and do all of that kind of stuff. But we kind of just went to the port, and as soon as you get on the port, there's a lot of people asking you like, "Do you want to do an island tour?" Right? So it was this older guy, and
Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Ivan Campbell. And he was like, I think he first said $40 per person. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. So I was like, let me go talk to my mom because she went to go smoke, I believe. So she was like, okay, that's fine. So he's like, I got to get another family. So we waited maybe like another 15 minutes or so. He got another family, and they had a Kayla and their family as well. And we went on a tour of the Bahamas, and
Was it 2.5 hours?
it was about maybe 2.5, 3 hour tour.
And what I loved about it, first of all, I sat up front, as the old person, but it was plenty of room in his vehicle. He was hilarious. But what was great about him is he gave us the history of the Bahamas. We found out all kinds of stuff like if you buy a home over there, it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that they do build homes that sustain the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really loved was that he said you don't pay property tax.
Nice.
So I started telling Tanya I want to move to Bahamas.
I mean, I wouldn't want to, but
Kayla said she'd move with me.
yeah.
She even knew the name of the university she'd go back to get her master's at or something. But anyway, it was very nice. As he took us around, he took us to this famous rum cake place.
Rum Cake Factory.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
so as it's like we were VIP because we were with him. We got to skip the line and walk in line, and they gave us samples. So we
Mhm.
bought different. They had all kinds of flavor like
Pineapple
pineapple,
and coconut
and
and
cinnamon, and
mhm.
different type of rum. And he said you don't have to drink and drive here. You can eat
And drive.
and drive and be drunk.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
So
it was
let's
good.
tell him about Mr. Campbell. He was probably like in his 70s, right?
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
mid 70s. The biggest flirt that I've ever seen. He knew, first of all, he knew everybody, but that's not surprising because he is a tour guide, and so the more people you know, the easier for him to get around the city, right? I mean, but he was saying like that's going to be my wife, and this is going to be my wife, and by the end of the tour, he said to Kayla that he was going to be her new daddy.
Well, Tanya, you know that man just got fixated on you from Skip.
He was talking
He was
about
talking about, oh, your daughter have the most beautiful lips. And then anyway, so I don't just wonder. I just ask people their business. I say, how many kids you have? How many kids did he say he
I
had?
don't remember, but it was a lot, right?
Something like 18
It was a
kids.
lot. And his youngest was like 18 months, right?
18 months. And then he said, you didn't catch it, in the Bahamas, which means he had more kids in the States.
Mm.
And he talking about, so I said, well, I ain't worried about you. I know you ain't studying me. I said, but you can have her, meaning Tanya. I said, but you can't have my granddaughter.
Mm-mm. But he was hilarious. He was funny. He was kind. Like he knew, like you said, all the details about the Bahamas. We saw some good parts. We saw some not so good parts, but beautiful, right?
It was beautiful. And he made sure that he said he wanted us to see all of the Bahamas. So we were first warned by my nephew certain places you didn't go, like up on the hill or whatever. But we went with him because, of course, we were protected by him. He didn't stop anywhere
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't safe. But he would stop and let us shop and tell him about this place where we got most of our gifts from.
Yeah, we went to a souvenir shop and we got this T-shirt. And this T-shirt actually says, "I tour Nassau, Bahamas with Mr. Campbell." So like he has his own shirt in this souvenir shop. So that was pretty cool. And we got some other souvenirs for the rest of our family members as well. But
And they were inexpensive to the point where you could afford them, but they were quality.
right.
Yeah.
So we went to a couple of souvenir places. And it was just a nice atmosphere. And then what else did we do? We went by the beach and took some pictures, and then we went to this nice hotel, this Nassau hotel, and took some pictures of that as well.
Oh yeah, the grounds was so beautiful. He was telling us to go into the hotel to see how beautiful it was, but the grounds captivated us.
Well, me and Kayla talked about it. We was like, well, we know, we know where to stay the next time we go. We actually have to stay in the hotel. We'll stay at that hotel because it was like this grand luxury celebrity type hotel. It was very nice.
And again, they knew Mr. Campbell, so he got the perfect parking space for us. And
so yeah, if you go to the Bahamas and want to tour, please look up Mr. Ivan Campbell if you want to have a good time. We did.
yes,
So that was day number 2. So we did the tour the city. He dropped us off and then we walked back. It was not that long of a walk, but when we walked back to the port, they have like a lot of shops of like more alcohol, more gift shops, and but there was no way we would have been able to walk around and do all the stuff we wanted to do if we didn't pay for the tour, right?
You noticed that there were people who were walking,
Mm-hmm.
but Mr. Campbell was like, well, they're only going to walk so far, but
Right.
then they didn't get to see as much as we saw
Right.
because it was hilly.
Right.
We wouldn't have made it, Tanya. And plus, it was hot.
It was hot, but it was beautiful.
It was
A
so
lot of
beautiful.
culture.
Yes. You want to move there?
No,
Okay.
we can visit. Let's visit some other islands and
Like Jamaica.
and then decide if we want to move somewhere else.
Okay.
After that.
All right.
So anyway, we get back to the ship probably around like 2:30. We had to be back by 4:30, but we was not going to cut it close. And so that was night 2. We probably rested. I think I took a nap.
Did we go to the spa?
Oh, we did go to the spa.
Yeah,
me and Mom went to the spa.
Then we showered and took a nap, and then we went to dinner.
We went to dinner, and then the second night they had a Broadway musical show where the same singers, they sung like Hamilton and Wicked, songs from like popular Broadway shows. So that was excellent.
I mean, they were awesome singers, but as well as great dancers.
Yes. So I was the type of person, like every night I was like, we got to get to the show by 8:00, 8:30, whenever it started.
On time.
I wanted to be on time in good seats. And we really were like on row 3, 4 for 2 of the shows and maybe a little bit further on one because it was like packed for one night. But we did pretty good. The shows were excellent.
Yes, they were.
And like the people were funny. They had this family with like 4 little girls and the mom dressed them all the same. It was just like they sat in front of us one night. It was just really cute. Oh, and we forgot we saw the Newlywed Show the first
or the
second night.
Now tell them about the Newlywed Show.
The Newlywed Show was good. They picked, a newlywed couple who had just got married the Saturday before our cruise. So they had been married like maybe a couple of days. And then they picked a couple that were married for 20 years. And then they picked a couple who were married for 50 years, right?
And the amazing thing is, are you ready for this? The couple that won was the one that had been married for 50 years.
Now, his name was Mr. Larry.
Mr. Larry.
And so Mr. Larry knew, like they asked him, like, where was your first date?
Personal questions
questions. And like the wife, they went back and they couldn't hear. And then they asked the wife questions and the husband went back, but they answered every single question correct.
On point.
Oh, remember they had a competition for who was married for 20 years. Remember they had, like, there was a bunch of people who had been married for 20 years and they had them do like a dance competition.
Yeah.
To decide who was going to be up there.
And I tell you, the things people do to be selected
on a cruise,
not there to dance.
Yes, hilarious. But Mr. Larry and his wife won. I can't remember her name, but throughout the rest of the cruise, every time someone saw Mr. Larry, they would yell out his name. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Larry!
I thought it was Bob.
No, maybe that was another.
The second older couple, the guy name was Bob from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, it was another show we saw. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Mr. Larry was the first night. And hilarious.
Yes.
So that was good. Then we saw the Broadway musical. And then I think we set out, the second night, because we went to the spa. I had pre-put on like a scopolamine patch to help with seasickness. And I took a Zofran, but I didn't realize that the sauna had fallen off. So the second night I felt really seasick, like really nauseated. So after the Broadway musical show, Mom and Kayla was trying to get me to go back to the room and lay down. But first we listened to some jazz music for a little bit. And then I think I had like a ginger ale instead of drinking. I had like, ginger ale and water. And then Mom was like, she took me to the room and put me to bed basically.
Yeah.
And I was so sick that whole night, took Dramamine, took the nausea medicine. But by the next day, by just being hydrated and put another patch on, I felt better the second day. So if you're kind of prone to vertigo, which I have, just make sure you have like the patches, Dramamine, Zofran, whatever you might need, just in case. But it wasn't just me. Other people felt the ship moving that second night.
I felt the ship move. We never did find out why.
Only that second night, it was like kind of.
And it was not that long.
No. Oh, and then we didn't really do much gambling, but they had a casino as well.
Yeah, guess what? They had this beautiful casino, but Tanya and I proudly can say we only gambled $30.
Yeah.
Because there was so much else going on. I'm like, why? I don't have to give you my money.
No, we like to gamble, but we also went to see like what was going on all around the cruise, and we didn't have time.
I remember one night I went somewhere by myself, and Kayla was tired. She was in the bed. And she said, "Okay, Nana, I'm going to wake up, and if it's 3 o'clock and you're not here, I'm going to come look for you.
Yeah.
So the next morning she said she woke up and I was in the bed. So she just went back to sleep.
Right.
So I said that to say this. We had our alone time. We had our, let me check this out moments. Not too many, but enough where sometimes you have to just do what you want to do.
And that's fine.
And Kayla did what she wanted to do. She'll say, I'll be back or whatever.
But we came together for sure for dinner and for the night show.
In the night show.
But during the day, if you wanted to go do whatever you wanted, you did that.
Especially C-Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we didn't talk about just like when we left the port and just when we left Miami, it was like it was around 4 o'clock, and we just kind of watched the waves on the balcony, and it looked like rainbows were like in the ocean waves. So it was very beautiful.
I remember that. Yeah.
To see that, you could see like the shoreline getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and just taking all the ocean in, and just reminds you of how beautiful this world is. Like every place in this world is beautiful. Here in Tallahassee, we have beautiful trees and hiking trails and all of that stuff, and then you have the ocean and.
And you know what? It didn't bother me a bit when I didn't see land. Being on the ocean did not, trouble me at all. It was just so beautiful and sunny. And my son reminded me, yeah, well, if we had ran into the storm, we could have gotten diverted. But I was told that if you get diverted and it's 2 or 3 days before they can bring you home, they continue to feed you and everything else.
Well, let's hope so. But so you wasn't scared at all?
I was not afraid at all. I was saying to myself, why did I take so long to do this? But I do realize, and I want to tell everyone, you have to pay that extra money to pay for the insurance for your trip. In the event that when it's time for you to take your cruise, it's a bad storm, you get all your money back, or you can get
rebooked for another cruise.
For another cruise. You need that insurance. We had it. We didn't need it, but yeah. When is the next cruise, Tanya?
As soon as we can.
Okay.
And so like when you went into this for the buffet, when you went into the cafeteria, they had a guy, and he was saying washy washy. He had his hand sanitizer spray that he would spray on your hands.
Tell me something, washy washy, cleany clean. And I started saying, you ain't putting that on my hand. I don't know where that's been.
So he was singing songs, and like every morning, good morning, it's time to wash your hands. And like, it was just funny.
Oh, the coffee people.
The coffee ladies, every time they pour coffees, what?
They singing. I can't remember the song, but it was annoying.
They sung a song every morning as they're pouring coffee. They made coffee, and
coffee.
Mom was like, it's before 9 o'clock, no singing. That's what Mom said.
And they kept singing.
But it was nice. Just everybody was just so friendly.
Yes.
Okay, so then day 3 was when we went to the Norwegian private island, which is called the Great Stirrup Cay. And so it's like their own private beach. And so we had to, but there's no port there, so we had to get on a smaller boat to get to the island. And I think we had breakfast that morning first. Did we have breakfast?
Yes.
I think so. And then we got on the boat, went over to the island, and it was very hot. That third day was so hot. And so Kayla was like, you better be glad I love you, because I would have stayed. She wanted to stay on the ship because Kayla really doesn't do beaches well, especially if it's hot. Like, she doesn't like the sand and all of that stuff. But anyway, we get to there, and we got some umbrellas and sat on the umbrellas and got us drinks and got situated. But after about an hour, I looked over to Kayla and Mom. They were tolerating it. And
then somebody said, was it Kayla that said Nana, or you said
Mama?
Well,
I told Kayla, I said, ask Nana if she's ready to go. She did, and you were like, yep, I'm ready to go.
I jumped up.
So after about only an hour, we left the island, but the island was beautiful. They had like different competitions and music, and, like a hula hoop dance competition, and just a lot of different things. And they also had like food on the island free. Everything is like free. On the island, you could eat and drink for free, but the umbrellas we did have to pay for, which was worth every penny. So after that,
I like the boat ride to and from the vessel.
But they tell you a little bit about their private island. I think, because I asked the guy, I was like, "How did you guys, own it?" He was like, "Oh, we've owned it for like over 70 years." So that was pretty cool to learn a little bit about the island.
We need to buy an island so that we can charge people.
I mean, if we had an island, then we would be going to more countries and seeing more of the world. I wouldn't be working.
Well, me and Kayla do. What's your problem? Anyway,
Well, you did your 40 something years, and I'm not quite there yet. And Kayla's still young. So she's doing hers before she gets, on that 40-year
yeah,
track.
Kayla's in Spain as we speak.
Oh, yes. Kayla is in Spain. She's doing what is it called?
Internship.
Yeah, internship in Spain, working with white bottlenose dolphins. And she's going to be there for 5 weeks.
And you know what she did? She scheduled the cruise so that when we got back
On Friday.
on that Friday, we had to come straight home from Miami because she had to wash and pack, and she actually left for Spain
the very next
day. And she went a week early just so that she could tour
Madrid.
Yeah. And then she went on to her internship site.
I guess she needed her own downtime. She needed relaxed time before she did her internship. And I'm just thinking, it must be nice. It must be nice. But she's doing it right. She's living her life. But this is really towards, getting a good job in her field because she is a biologist and an environmental major.
And she got her bosses to agree that she could come. She has a state
job.
She worked for the Fishermen and Wildlife, and it was gonna be one of those. They was like, "Well, could you do it later?" And she said, "Well, Nana, I'm gonna resign because this is important." But she talked to him. She did it the right way. She wrote the most eloquent letter to her, not her supervisor, but the people over her supervisor, which is what her supervisor told her to do. I mean, it blew me away, so it must have blew them away. So they decided, well, hey, this could go toward your job and it'll be here when you get back. So she didn't have to resign.
Right. So she said it's a lot of work, but she's enjoying it. They went on a boat and saw, like she said, like 25 dolphins at the same time. And so they keep track of the dolphins. And I'm like, what, do they tag them? She was like, no, but they take pictures and they can identify them by their fins or if they have any marks on their bodies or whatever. They keep track of that and how many boats are in the ocean and how many birds, and so it's like surveys.
But you know what? I just realized Kayla have an extension vacation because first of all, she got back, went to Spain, spent a week in Madrid, and even the job that she's doing now
is
her
like a
dream
vacation.
job. She just on vacation.
So every time I'd be like, it must be nice, but I also, that's what we taught her to do, like live her life before you have kids and get married. But when she gets back, it's adult time, full adult time, right?
Yeah, right.
But this started when she was in 8th grade. She said, Mom, in 8th grade, she was like, after high school, I want to take a year off and backpack around Europe. I looked at her and I'm like, we're not rich. We don't have money for you to just backpack around Europe. So then I was like, you can go to school overseas. And that's how she went to Panama. Florida State University had an international program where you can go to school for your first year abroad. And she chose Panama City, Panama. So she's so smart that she figured out a way to have a vacation and work or study at the same time.
But don't forget, she went on an EF tour
5 weeks
to Italy, and then you all came over to Germany as her graduation present.
She just have traveling in her blood, and one day I'll be able to do what she does.
Well, the thing is, we all have to accept the fact that she might move overseas, and we'll just have to go visit.
Yeah, because at 24, I had 2 kids, and she's living her best life, but I wouldn't have it any other way. But anyway, so she's doing that and she's doing great. William just started school his junior year at FSU, so he's doing great. He's also an environmental science major, so he's studying like oceanography and marine life pollution. I think he said something like that. So he's enjoying school. So everybody's doing good. So let's finish this up. But just being on a cruise, the ambiance was nice. Everybody was friendly.
I felt like I was just rejuvenated. It was like anything that could have been, not that I can name, But anything that was not right with my heart or soul or whatever, it just all negativity just went out to the sea.
You
It
didn't.
was
It was
gone.
like no worries.
No, and I didn't worry about anything except for when we poured it. Did you text Terry? Did you text William? Other than that, I wasn't worried about no garden or anything to do with the world. I was in that world in the moment,
Right.
and it was awesome. So I recommend it.
So when we got back from the island, we all went our separate ways. Well, we went to the spa again, and then
Yeah.
after that, I had lunch by myself at this nice restaurant. Kayla was down there, I think was watching a movie in like the main room.
And
And
I was on the top deck because they had the smoking section up there with the bar right there.
yeah, so we all did our thing. I think after that I took a nap, and then the last night they did a country music musical where they were singing like Carrie Underwood and Shania Twain and all that kind of country music. But even if you don't like country music, it's entertaining and fun. They just made everything fun.
It was
They
because they
even
had
came
us.
into the crowd and
Yeah, they had us getting up, dancing
yeah.
to get extra points for our team. And
Oh no, that was the 80 music challenge, right? So the 80 music challenge was, you want to explain it?
no, you.
Okay, so they split the room half and half, and so they picked the leader or from each side. And so the object was they would play like a part of the song, part of one of the 80s music song, like a short clip, and you had to guess the artist
And so the leader could
and
ask anyone
the
in their
song.
side what it was. So we got all those right.
So they would give us like maybe 30 seconds to ask everybody, hey, like, do you know who this artist is? So we did. And so then for bonus points, it didn't matter what side you were on, everybody had to get up and dance, and whoever was the most creative would get a bonus point. Well, these people would do some crazy stuff. Like our side, we end up winning, but they were like swinging people around, doing
Break dancing,
rowboating.
you name it.
Me and mom even got up to dance. Kayla thought it was funny, hilarious. She was recording us. I looked stiff, but I was trying to move out there.
Hey, the point is you got points for everybody getting up to dance.
Yes, they loved our creativity.
Yes.
I forgot our name, but it was just really
Awesome.
It was really awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, we recommend the spa. And then the dinner the last night, it was kind of like a Titanic restaurant. We set out, it was like right by the window where you could see out the ocean, and
Yeah.
we kind of discussed like what we liked about the cruise, and everybody was just saying like how, like you said, you didn't have any worries and just relaxing, like a reset. Kayla loved it. I loved it. You loved it, right?
Yes, loved it.
And it was just, we wish that the rest of our family was there, but we enjoyed ourselves.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
And speaking of which, my future daughter-in-law is actually leaving Tuesday to start her trip because you got to fly places, whatever. She's doing a European 14-day cruise with her mom and aunt.
Mm-hmm.
So can't wait for her to tell us about all their excursions or whatever. But she's a cruiser. They call you, if once you cruise once or twice and you go again, you're a cruiser.
Right. So we're cruisers now. And
I'm a cruiser.
My dream cruise would be an Alaskan cruise. And at first mom said she wouldn't go, but now she's like, she'll follow me and Kayla wherever we go.
If it's a cruise, I'm going.
We will have to like fly out of Seattle. But Mr. William is like, you need to be practical and save your money. But we're like, you only live once, so we have him in our ear. But, the next cruise might not be Alaska, but we will be cruising somewhere pretty soon,
Like
hopefully.
Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice.
And whatever cruise, don't do the, which one they say you don't do?
Well, Carnival is a party cruise for younger people.
Yeah,
like
that's for younger people,
And that's my first cruise was on Carnival, and we had a good time. It was great.
That's for young people, though.
Yeah, but it was still great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tanya said we had a statesman room. The next level room is going to be what?
Well, the stateroom with the balcony was nice, and then like you can get a suite, but those are really expensive. I'm just like, as long as we have a room with the balcony, I'm good.
I'm good too.
Yeah, because you don't feel claustrophobic.
Right.
So recommend the cruise 10 out of 10. You might go on Royal Caribbean. They have like a lot of activities, and we did like over 10,000 steps every day. We were exhausted, tired, but it was worth it. Worth every penny.
It was worth it, even though you was doing a lot of walking. It was the excitement of being on a vessel.
And what's next?
Yeah.
All right. So to end this podcast, I just wanted to say a little quote. It says, "The sea, once it casts its spell, hold one in its net of wonder forever." Let me read that again. "The sea, once it casts its spell, holds one in its net forever."
And basically it's saying that once you get a taste of it like me, then it's got you. It's going to hold on to you forever.
And that was from Jackie's Castillo. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining us for another episode. We're so happy to be back. And, please like and subscribe to our podcast. Watch the videos, like our Facebook page. You can also listen to us on Spotify, which is...
Yeah. And remember that if you like to be part of our podcast, you're invited.
Yes. And thank you so much for watching another episode. We love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.